Okay, since we create a random access credit.dat file, so earlier we showed you how you create this random access binary file, and you get a user input so you can update account information. And after you create all the different accounts, so you can print out the output from read from this binary file. So now we need to make that even better application. We will provide application for the user to choose. They want to open an account, they want to update their account, or they just want to print some information, or even they want to delete the account, we can allow them to do that. So that's our case study about the transaction process program. So this output you can see simple like this. We were using the user the table menu format, so we can allow the user to choose what they want to do. So every time you display the main menu, you ask the user, you want to store the information to the text file, or you want to update an account, or you want to create a new account, or you want to delete an existing account, or just simply quit. So each submenu we will make our user satisfy user's choice. So we do one by one. So do you know how to read from the user? Do you know how to read from your credit.dat file? So you store a formatted text file for each account. You can do that, right? Because earlier in our example 6, we just show you. You just open that binary file. So we read the object information into the object one by one. As long as the account number not equal to 0, that means this account exists. So then you're just using the getter function to print the information. So this one, they will look like this. That's how we do that, right? Okay, so the next one, can you update the account? Right, so when you update the account, you will ask the user which account you want to update, right? So before user will say how to update, we will print out the information. Can you do that? We can, right? Because here, since user tell us what is the account number. So after we got this account number, we open our F string. So we start from beginning. Since account number is 14, so we will using the account object size times 14 minus 1. So then we're using the seek G, because here I want to read the information. So then you can get that information from that object. But eventually, since we want to update the information, right? So that's why later, after you get the user information, you want to update the balance. So after we update the balance, we need to write that back to the data file. So again, you use the seek P to using the 14 minus 1 times the object size. So then you can write the information. So that's the algorithm how we will do that. So the same thing, add account number, right? That's earlier we do in example 5. You still have the user account number. So again, you need to looking for the account information in the binary file. So you update the information. So one thing I want to talk about is about the delete. So for example, user want to delete, you will accent the account number, right? But before you delete that information, you are not really delete that object. So this delete actually just kind of make that object information back to the initial value. For example, here, if user want to delete the account, so they say, I want to delete number 16. But if the number 16 is not exist, you just say they are not exist. Or if 16 is exist, so when you do that, actually you need to just overwrite that location information with the default object constructor. So that means the delete. So this delete is not really the delete the object, it just restore the object information to the default. Okay, so this one just the output. So I just want you to run example 7 to see one by one. But here I would show you some important information from this example. I want you to pay attention on that. So the first one, of course, you have the user menu. So the user menu, after you get a choice, right, you will do each one. So of course, each one, what I want you to do is, I want you to have a choice, the switch statement, to decide you want to do the print, update, or create a new account or delete. And also each one, supposedly, I really want you to do is, you need to simplify your code. So each submenu, you will create a function for that. Right, so when we want to create a text file, you have the create text file function. Update the record, you update record function. Create a new account, you have a new account function. Delete record, you have delete record function. But the most important thing is, what is the parameter? So you will pay attention here is, all the parameter you want to pass, actually they are a F string. Remember, no matter which submenu you choose, what you need to do is, you need to open this credit.dat file. So this file I may read, I may write, but definitely they are a binary file. So here we only create one file string object. We're using the F string. So I call this F string object is in out credit, because I'm not only will read from the binary file, I maybe write as well. So that's why they can do the read and the write as a binary file. So this one, once you create this F string object, no matter which submenu you choose, I all need that. So I all need this F string. So that's why the passing parameter for each submenu actually is the F string you create here. So that's why here each function, when you call that function, you're passing the in and out credit. So for the create text file, basically is our example in the previous video. So that's why I don't repeat that. So now here, the update actually is our example 5. So now here, oh, okay, sorry. Actually, new, when we create a new account, that's our example 5. So that's why in this example 7, I only want to focus on the update and the delete record function. So we just go there to see that. Yeah, I have one more thing. Before I go over to the update and record, so you will see each time, because we have the choice all the time, right? So after we finish that, right? So don't forget line 62 is important, because whenever we try to read and write, a lot of time we will reach the end of the file. So that's why you see whenever we come to the menu, right? The next time I try to access this file string, I will start from beginning. So that's why you also hear line 62 actually is after each submenu. I clear, that means we reset the end of file marker. Okay, so that's pay attention. Okay, so let's go to see the update record. Okay, you can see a lot of example actually we already went over from the previous video. So we just see the updates record. So when we update the record, right, so you need to pass in your F string. So we want to update the record, we just ask the user which account they want to update. So after we got the account number, right, so the first thing, you want to update the record, you need to get the information first. So that's why here, when we update the file, we're using the seek G, because I need to read that information first. So that's you using the account number -1 have times the size. We got the location. So no matter what, you still need a default object. So empty object to read or write from. So here, that's read first. So when I read this file, I give them the location is file pointer, already got the correct location. So then we need to pass in then which object I will read the file. So then you pass in by reference. So then you have your size. So that's why they know they will read that much byte from this location into our client object. Right, so after we read the client object, right, so here now the client object has all the information for the account you want to update. So that's why continue, we will ask the user what they want to change. They want to add, charge, or do some payment. But one thing is just in case user maybe entered the wrong number. So that's why if the account number not equal to 0, we continue. Otherwise, account number equal to 0, that location means they didn't really create that account. Okay, so you see here, after we got the user information, they want to update their balance. So that's why you will get the old balance. Then you will set the new balance. So then you will write the output to the console. But don't forget, after you update the client data, right? So that's why now we need to write back to our credit.dat file. So again, you need to looking for where to write. So where to write our file pointer, we use the SIGP. Again, account number -1 times the data size. After you got that location, we're using the write. So since the client information object already have the information, so we passing by reference. So then we know how much byte to write. So then they will overwrite the data information. So this one is update the record function. Pretty similar instruction and step. Just be careful how you do that. I want to show you a little more time so you kind of know how to do that. So the last one, I only want to show you when we try to delete the account. So you need to be careful when we delete the record, we are not really delete the record. We just find that location to overwrite that location with the default object. So the same thing, when you want to delete the record, you need to get the account number. So get the account number, right, you need to read from the account number. So we do the SIGG to find the location. So we create the default object. So this client, we will read from the data. So after you read from your binary file, so then you see, you need to see, check the account number. If this account number not equal to 0, I continue. Otherwise, I don't need to do anything, right? So then if this account number is not equal to 0, right? So the same thing. We just try to display the information. Okay, so you still can display the original information. Actually, we can using from the client. But one thing here is you need to, this one actually you can using this one already. Oh, sorry. This client actually is when we read the information. So that's why before we delete that account, if you want, actually you can print out the original information first. So then you will say you will delete. But when you delete, how you will delete? You are not really delete. You just make the account information all back to the default value. So that's why here we create another object we call the blank client object. So this blank client object, because we call the default constructor, so they have all the data attribute is default value for the client data object. That's the object we want. So that's why again we do the SIGP, find the location. Then we write this blank client object content into that file. So at the end we say let's delete.